Life and Vibes TV, welcome. How are you doing, my God bless subscribers? Give thanks to the Most High. And for those who have subscribed already, big up yourself. Bless up yourself for joining the family. So, without no more delay, let's get into today's story. So, going back to 2009, I and my sister and her two sons, we went to Nigeria for holiday. We basically went home, took a trip home, and went for a vacation there. I am from a family of 13. Yes, 1-3. My dad was busy. And three of the firstborn are from different mothers. So she had 3 children and then passed away, unfortunately. And then my dad married my mom, and she had 5 boys and 5 girls, so making 13. From my mom's section, we were a lot younger than the first 3. All right, so anyway, back to the story. We've gone to Nigeria, and one of my sisters has 5 children, 2 boys and 3 girls. And when we go to Nigeria, we always stay with her, and then we move on to the village. She lives in the city, so we always stop there for a few days, and then we go down to the village and see the rest of the family, my mom and dad, blah blah. So when we landed, they came and collected us from the airport, and we went to their house. When we went to the house, I saw 4 of my cousins, and I didn't see one of the boy. His name was Obi, so I didn't see him. So we've been there a few hours, and you know, everyone is excited and to see us and happy that we've come. But it was a strange happiness, because they were happy but not really happy, and I couldn't understand it. They were happy, but when I looked at them by themselves, they were really sad. So by the night time, I said to my sister, she's a headmistress, right? So we call her Miss. So I said, Miss, where's Obi? And she just, you know, like when someone's spirit just drop. So I thought, did I say something wrong? I just, you know, we've been here all day, and I haven't seen my cousin. I've seen everyone else. I just want to know, where is he? And she looked at me and she said, he's gone camping. So I thought, huh? Why would he go camping knowing that we're coming? He wouldn't do that. Obi was 21 years old, and we grew up with him, and we were very close. So he would definitely be around knowing that we're coming. So when she said he's gone camping, I thought, okay. But you know, it didn't really, you know, settle in and stay with me like. So I thought, just accept it. That's what she said. So I said, when is he coming back? And it was almost like I saw tears in her eyes. And she said, in a couple of days. I was like, okay. So I left it at that. Then my big sister, who came with me, it's almost like she wasn't asking. And then my cousins, 2 cousins, her sons, they didn't really know him, so they wouldn't be that interested in knowing where he is. You know, they were born, they left Nigeria when they were really young, so they didn't really know him. But I knew him, and I wanted to know where he was, because he was a very funny person and a very loving person. We've been there a couple of days now. They're saying, let's go to the village. We have to go to the village earlier than usual. So I was thinking, what's happening? Because we usually stay here like a week, go out, go shopping, but it's like a couple of days and they want to go to the village. So I felt kind of uneasy. And even my cousins, like I said, they were not really themselves. And you know, when like there was a hush-hush secret? But you know, the holiday mood and everything else kind of, so I didn't really bother. And then before we went to the village, I asked her again. I don't know, my spirit is very, well, let's just leave it there, yeah? So I asked her again, I said, Miss, this time I was kind of upset. And I think she saw that because it's like, it's 3 days now. He's not back. You're not saying nothing. What's going on? So I'm just like, Miss, where is Obi? And then she looked at me and said, he's dead. Like, I got goosebumps. Like, I'm thinking, what? You know, I thought I misheard. What do you mean he's dead? And she's like, yeah, he's dead. We buried him last week. I'm like, what? Buried him last week? And she said, yes. And at that time, she just, broke down and started crying. And I didn't want to ask her what happened. I just took it because obviously it's not the time to question what happened. So I just, I gave her a hug. Even I was in tears, like, what do you mean he's dead? She sat us down to explain what happened. She said they went to a place to buy a piece of land, because they're in business. They run a car showroom, and I think they wanted to maybe open up somewhere else and also build a house somewhere else. And the land that they spotted, somebody else wanted that land. And the person didn't have the money. But the person said to them, do not buy the land. We want the land. And then they made a threat to say that if you bought the land, your firstborn will be dead in 3 days. Which my sister said at the time, she didn't take that seriously because, yeah, people say things and people can do things, but my family is not into the Obia business. Like, they Obia, no. You understand? So, she didn't take the woman serious. And she's explaining, she's just shaking her head in disbelief. Like, and then she said, anyway, they bought the land, and then 3 days later, Obi fell sick, and they didn't know what was wrong with him. So, they took him hospital. The doctors, examined him, tested him. They said they can't find anything wrong with him, but Obi was sick. So after like a week in hospital, and they still couldn't find any issues with him, one night he was sleeping, and his mum, my sister, was in his room, and he jumped out of his sleep and just sat up at the bed head in hospital. And his mum said, Obi, what's wrong? Why are you up? Go back to sleep. And he started hyperventilating and panicking and saying, Mum, can't you see them? And she said, see who? She looked around the hospital room. She's like, see who? And he's like, Mum, can't you see them? The men in black, they're coming for me. And she looked around again and she couldn't see nothing. And he was pointing to the bottom of his bed and saying, Mum, look, the men in black. And she said, Obi, there's no one in the room. She said, Obi, there's no one in the room. She said, go back to sleep. It's all right, sleep. And Obi fell asleep and never woke up, right? And up till now, the doctors don't know what killed him. But she remembered what the woman said, and it was exactly, 3 days after they bought land that Obi fell sick. They buried him, before we came. And the shock alone just crashed my holiday. Like, it's really a funeral that I'm coming to then. A funeral of one of my favorite cousins. That broke my heart. And then we was arranging to go village, to see my mum and dad and everyone else. So we all got together, went down to the village. And at the village, we had a meeting, a family meeting. Because when we all can get together, we always sit down and see what's happening, So at this family meeting, my sister was telling my dad that she wants to find out who killed Obi. And my dad was telling her to just leave it alone because, he's dead already. There's no need to just leave it to God. That's what my dad was telling her, And my dad was like 90 odd at the time. When he told her that, I could see she wasn't happy. She was not accepting it. Even though she wasn't saying, I could see she was not happy. She wanted to find out who find out who killed her firstborn. So then after the meeting, I went to, me and my dad always take a walk and go places. So it's so funny. My dad is like 90 odd with a walking stick. But yet, when I walk with him, it's like I have to walk and jog to keep up.